Welcome everybody to Beyond the Barricade. We are live. It is 9:01 p.m. EST time, and I'm going to bring out my very special guest right now, Mr. Amazing himself. How you doing?
Hey, what's up, man? I'm good. How you feeling?
I'm a little tired, man. It's been a long couple of days.
Hey, I understand it gets like that. Honestly.
It happens. All right, let's start off with how you fell in love with this wonderful world that we call wrestling.
So I'm from DC. I'm from Washington, DC. So just around the entire area. My uncle, funny enough, his name is Massive Mike. He's been in the business for maybe 20 plus years. He was a promoter at one point. And
Oh wow.
so he was a promoter in the Delaware area.
Huh.
And so quite honestly, I think funny enough, that is one of my earliest memories is me being with my uncle at one of his wrestling shows.
Right.
And I had no clue what I was looking at. It's just all I knew was I seen somebody who was, allegedly related to me because, I'm like 4 or so,
Uh-huh.
just, still trying to figure stuff out. And he let me know. He was just like, yeah, this is what I do. And, I hope you enjoy it. And then as soon as I laid my eyes on it, I was like, oh, this is like the coolest thing ever.
Right.
So ever since then, I've known that wrestling has been probably the only constant in my life that I've been like, no, I need to do this. Absolutely. So here I am today.
Awesome. Was there a particular wrestler, do you remember when you were that age around that you said, man, I want to be like this guy?
It's kind of, as every kid, it kind of goes through phases.
Okay.
At first, it was Jeff Hardy. Just because he instantly stuck out to me. Just super charismatic, just bright colors. He's appeasing to all the kids. I even had I tried to make his little arm things out of
All the bands, yeah.
the stockings and stuff.
Yeah.
I was a big Jeff Hardy fan. And then at one point it was like Cena, because I grew up in the Ruthless Aggression era. But my uncle being so deep in the business, he showed me stuff from the 80s, the 90s. Right. So in a lot of cases, again, because he knew so many people in TNA, WWE, and all that, it always provided me an opportunity to just learn more than people my age weren't able to. So again, it's kind of just changed throughout the years, but those are probably the first couple people that stuck out to me. Now it's, if you ask me, it's probably Chris Hero or something. So
now, when you say your uncle showed you this, was he like a WWE type producer in that area? Or was he in the indie scene?
Oh no, so yeah, he had an independent company called Maximum Championship Wrestling. It ran out of Delaware primarily in the early 2000s.
Okay.
And again, all I remember was I was in a high school gym, had no clue what I was doing. Right. This is probably a memory that was recollected to me from somebody else telling me, but from what I know is I was in a high school gym and all I seen was a ring of some sorts. It was a bunch of kids nearby. Mm-hmm. What I do remember is I was playing around with a couple of kids before the show started. Then I seen all the bad guys and stuff come out, and then I seen them do what they do. I was like, wait, I hate these guys. And then I seen the cool people, and then eventually my uncle came out, and then it kind of created a easy relationship there. And then nice. I wanted to see more of it, and so happened my grandfather, who is his dad, just on that side of the family. He was the one who was just like, yeah, this is what your uncle does. Showed me WWE. I seen Friday Night SmackDown back with the little old fist logo and stuff, and I was hooked ever since. That's kind of how that happened.
All right. So once you decided to go into professional wrestling, where did you train and who were your trainers during that process?
Okay. So so I started training, I think, August 2019. And funny enough, because 2019, I was just a year out of college. I knew that I wanted to pursue wrestling still because, I was just a year out of college. I mean, not out of college because I kind of left on my own just due to the fact that I had so much nice things going for me back at home. And then come to find out, my uncle gave me kind of like a birthday present. He took me to another independent show. At this point, like I said, this is 2019. I'm too far deep into wrestling. I have studied everything possible in any company. So now I go to this independent company and he's telling me, hey, you're going to start training now. And it's with Sicken. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Sicken at all. He runs Riot City Compound out of Sykesville, Maryland.
Okay.
And I've been training with him since 2019. And he's like a brother to me now. Love the entire family. So
awesome. That's a great story, man.
Thank
All
you.
right. So where did you come up with Mr. Amazing? Before we get into first matches.
Funny enough, honestly, Mr. Amazing, like I said, just came from me loving the business for so long. And Mr. Perfect was one of my inspirations. But the funniest thing is, I was literally just 11 when WWE 2012 came out. And I was with my friend Quentin. He was he was actually one of my best friends at the time, still is my best friend. And we were just playing the game. We were, creating a character like any kid would. And I seen one of the like options that you could put together. It wasn't like one of the preset names, but it was one of the names that you could put a name, and the announcer would actually say it, because I knew my real name, Tavon Thomas.
Right.
It would not show up on somebody's announcer list for things that you will be able to hear out loud. And I wanted the name I made and the name that the announcer would say to be the same. Just, I don't know. I just did. And
Nice.
Mr. Amazing was two options that I could put together. I was like, okay. And so since the boy who played the WWE games, the 2K wrestling games, and I've had a character in there since then. And yeah,
that's sweet.
Kind of built. Funny enough, I feel like most of my terrible ideas just kind of came through me playing in the leagues on 2K, and just they have like competitive leagues, and they have like competitive tournaments on 2K, and so I kind of like had a lot of character development there. So that's high key where the idea came from, and now I'm just trying to live up to that.
Awesome. Tell me about once you were, well, you never really finished training, but once you got done with that first core of training and you had your first match, who was your first opponent and what were your emotions going through that match?
First opponent.
If you can remember.
Okay. Yeah. So I was in Asylum Pro Wrestling with my girlfriend, Taylor Brooks, who you probably have seen on my page before. I was with her. And my first technically, my first match was a battle royal in the exact same day. That day, I still have that video. Funny enough, holy crap! I was nervous. I was still attempting, because like literally, I think a week before my first match, I was just super excited. I already had gear made from eLucha that I've had for probably 2 years at that point, and I was just super excited. It was 4 hours away from me. So I was already just like, I got to go 4 hours away. I'm terrified. I don't want to look trash, even though, of course, I am. It's my first match.
Right.
And, so technically it was the Battle Royal, but then it ended up turning out that it was me and one of my other, like, students, I guess, teammates at the time. We tagged together versus my two trainers.
Okay.
And so it went way better than I thought it would, honestly.
Awesome.
Because once I got the initial jitters out of the Battle Royal, it was fun. It's like I didn't know what to expect from it, but instantly I just was like, I just want to learn more. I just want to improve from this and do just more. And so that's kind of how that went down, especially because it was funny. There was a whole little spot where my girl had to come in. They were tag champs at the time, so that didn't help. That didn't help at all. They were tag champs at the time, and I'm coming in on my debut match, and the person who I was teaming with was super established. His name's Cliff, probably know him as Red Dog. He was he was established already at the time, and I'm just like, there's a bunch of people around me that already know what they're doing, so I feel like I'm gonna hold somebody down. I'm scared. She didn't know what to do yet either, and she had to be a manager, so it was a lot. But it ended up way better than I thought it would be, and it planted the seeds for how things are going now, I guess. So
awesome. That's a great story, man.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right, let's go into, since you talked about your first opponents, how about your favorite opponent that you've wrestled so far, and why?
Oh God. Favorite opponent. Favorite opponent. Okay. So actually, I don't know. Probably my last match. It was either it's either my last match or it is either my last match or my girlfriend. Just because I know Taylor like the back of my hand, and nobody wants us to fight because they know every time it happens, we're just gonna go out there and absolutely kill each other. So
sounds like true love to me.
because it's like, again, I already kind of know what she wants to do and kind of what I want to do. I understand her, she understands me, so we're just like, cool, we can kind of just let loose. But other than that, it's either probably my trainer Nick, like I said, second, or it is probably my either that or probably my last match, who was against, he was technically one of my trainers as well, but he's not around as much, Vic Ramon. That last match was super fun,
right?
Just due to the fact that, again, it was, well, no, it wasn't my last match. It was last week already. That just felt really good because I was in my hometown. I just felt like I was able to do what I wanted to do in that match, and it just worked out really well. Right. And just, there's like a certain chemistry that you get when you realize, like, you're just in the ring with somebody. You can kind of, it's kind of like a warrior's pride almost, where you can kind of just see, like, that I'm ready for this. Even sometimes people may say, oh, the crowd may not be the best or anything, but sometimes when you're just locked in with a certain person, you can kind of just be like, yeah, like, this is about to be good. I'm feeling this. I'm freaking here for it. So I think those are the type of people that have gotten me super happy, because right now I have like a hit list of people that I've been trying to like work with.
We're gonna get with that in a minute, but we have a question for you.
Yep.
If you had to choose one person from AEW, WWE, or Impact, and someone from the indie scene to tag with, who would you pick?
If I had to choose one person from, so pretty much any like major name company, correct?
Anybody, yes.
To tag with? Do they have to be wrestling currently?
Not
like they're retired, but do they have to be actively wrestling in one of those companies?
I think from the question, I think it doesn't really actually say. It could be anybody from those companies.
Okay, if they're not actively wrestling, Chris Hero, easy, hands down. he's like my biggest inspiration on like my entire moveset, the way I like carry myself in the ring. I love him. Yeah. And if it was current, honestly, to tag with, it's between like Dolph Ziggler, if it was WWE, because I love just the showboating character, the way he carries himself. Just overall, just being able to sit under that learning tree would be insane for me. And then if it was like AEW, I guess I just gotta say like an easy answer and say like Kenny Omega, or Swerve Strickland, because I just seen him yesterday, and Swerve is like one of the coolest people from AEW I've gotten to talk to so far.
Oh, nice.
I've met him a couple times.
I'm a big fan of his.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love Swerve, man.
I think ever since he came into AEW, he's really outshined.
Yeah, he, in my opinion, was one of their biggest pickups during that year, was getting
Right.
Swerve and just overall what he brings to the table
Right.
and what he still has yet to even show people is something that, like, I just wish I could, because I know he's just so well versed in so many different
Right.
styles. Just being able to tag with him would be crazy. So yeah.
Awesome. Did he give you any great advice since we're talking about
Yeah,
Swerve?
yeah. So funny enough, first time I met him, I wasn't even wrestling yet, and he instantly told me just find something that you, because I met him Mania weekend of 2019 in New
Okay.
York, and it was funny because Darby was in the background of the picture, and now they're super feuding everywhere. So
yeah.
that's kind of funny. And he told me just find something that you want to, find something that you're passionate about, when it comes to where you want your, role to be within the business, I guess. It
Right.
was just like find something that like makes you happy and
Okay.
do that and stick
Some
to
good
it.
advice.
And yesterday I kind of was just like, hey, I seen you before. He was just like, hey, I remember this picture. He was just like, hey, this is
Oh, nice.
2019. And it was crazy to me.
Yeah.
And he kind of gave me a couple tips on like, general movement in the ring, because I'm a person who, funny enough, I'm not the biggest guy, but I hit hard. That's my thing. I like to strike people. But with me being my size, I'm also able to maneuver around the ring in a different, not even in a high flying way, in more so a movement centric way.
Okay.
Where I'm not outright doing springboards and like doing tornillos off the top rope, because I'm gonna leave that to other people, because like again it's like I could, but no. So I think for me it's more so like movement, like I'm gonna jump from here to there, or like instead of me taking 3 steps, I'm gonna take 1. And that was one of the things that he kind of got me to figure out more. It kind of like scratched my brain a little bit, because I never thought of certain ways he was saying things.
Now, was it because he saw you wrestle, or you just asked him?
So I just kind of asked him, because this was before the show I had yesterday.
Got it.
And he had to leave out, but he just sat there and talked to me for like, honestly, I think like 15 minutes. And
wow,
he was just super nice and did not mind the conversation at all. Like I could actively tell like he was passionate about the conversation, and that was something that just like made my day, because I really look up to people like him. Like I said, Chris Hero,
absolutely.
Gregory Helm, like there's a lot of people like that.
Maybe a future member of Mogul Affiliates.
Mogul Affiliates. Heard. I'm down. If he was to ask me right now, I'd say yes in a heartbeat.
Absolutely. Listen, I wouldn't blame you. Don't turn it down. All right, let's go into an opponent that you want to wrestle that you haven't wrestled in DC.
Okay.
You kind of brought it up a little bit earlier.
Okay. It's just one dude. It's a couple. There's a couple people
That's
out
fine.
there, because I generally like the Northeast wrestling scene right now, like the Northeast indie scene right now. So
let's see if I know these guys, but go ahead.
So Prestige Wrestling is pretty cool. I like them, but it's this one dude who kind of like sticks out to me because he reminds me of myself.
Okay.
I think he goes by Jordan Saint now. Him.
Okay.
I have my eyes on him because
Jordan Saint.
He said that he is like one of the best junior heavyweights coming up right now. And he's like out of the New York scene. He has really amazing trainers from what I know. And he's one of those people, like if I was to even just go, that's only a couple hours out from DC, and him, like, even if it's further in both of our developments, like I need that match because he reminds me so much of myself. Like even me, I use the lightning bolt thing, and there's a lot of people in the business who use the lightning bolt. That's why I think I'm probably going to get rid of that, as a logo eventually. But funny enough, he uses it, and he uses it as the Black Flash. And funny enough, I am a big comics nerd. Flash is one of my favorite characters. And so I think I commented on something on Instagram, and he replied to it with the little lightning bolt, and like it was the funniest thing ever because I was like, wait, hey, that's my thing. Wait, what's happening? And it kind of just had me like, you know what? I'm gonna keep an eye on him. That's one person. Two, they're right down the. They're literally. I talked to them 2 days ago. Pure ignorance. They're killing the Maryland scene right now. They have like freaking 8 titles together. It's like they're a trio between my friend Chaz the Don, Prince Machiavelli, and Noah Idol, and they're kind of running the Maryland scene right now.
Okay.
They have titles everywhere, and so they just kind of get that like aggressive striking style. They're kind of like coming from a similar upbringing to me, and I'm super interested in just having something with any one of them, because for some reason we came from the same like area and it just hasn't happened yet. So I'm like, hey, okay. Another one on like a bigger level, Kevin Blackwood, because he's a striker as well. Kevin Blackwood's kind of killing it right now. He reminds me of like Kenta, and I just want somebody to just like hit me as hard as they can so I can dish it back out. It's fun. Like that's kind of where I'm at with it. And honestly, I'm honestly here in wrestling to fight as many strong opponents as possible, and just as many just talented people, and just be in the ring with the best. So whenever I see somebody, I kind of like just put them on my radar to be like, yes, like that's what I want to do. At this particular moment. So right now I'm just trying to put those pieces and those cards together to be able to do that as much as I can.
Now, since you brought it up, are you looking forward to the Flash film?
Yeah, absolutely.
I heard it's really good.
So the whole controversy with Ezra Miller is weird, but like as a Flash fan, I'm like, I have to see it. I freaking have to. I've been watching the Flash show since 2014.
Right.
And when I tell you,
the one with the one that's on CW, right?
Yep, yeah, the CW Flash show. I've been watching that since freaking 2014.
Since it first started, me too.
It's so a couple of the last seasons fell off, but
that's what I'm saying. After Crisis,
Crisis on Infinite Earths, right?
I was like, what the hell is going on with the show? It like fell apart. Literally just fell apart.
I'm like, oh, what are they doing to my
I don't know what they should have just ended it with Crisis.
Where would you, if it was up to you, where would you have ended it?
I probably would have, if knowing what was coming, I would have just ended it with Crisis.
Ended it with Crisis. Okay, I'm down for that, because then that wouldn't have brung. We already did Flashpoint. There was already another Paradox after that, and then Crisis on Infinite Earths hit, and that was.
I just stopped watching it because I couldn't watch it no more.
Yeah.
And I was like 100% the biggest fan. Like I couldn't wait for the next episode.
I feel that.
I was like, what happened?
Man, it was times where I was literally like trying to, because it would happen on Wednesdays, so I would have nothing to do on Wednesdays, like coming home from school, and I would watch Flash on Wednesdays. It was Raw on Mondays, and then I had to fight between Flash and NXT. Man,
another feeling at the time.
I had to start realizing, I was like, ooh, NXT's kind of looking crazy right now. Man, this hurts. So I had to kind of separate from Flash around that time period. So yeah, that's kind of how that went for me.
Who was your favorite villain in the series?
Reverse Flash.
The Reverse Flash, right?
Reverse Flash was dope.
Hold on, I'm gonna ask you another question.
Okay.
With that, was it the Wells Flash or the Eborn Thorne Flash?
Wells Flash or Eobard Thawne?
Because I thought the actor that played him as Eobard was fantastic. That guy, he did a fantastic job.
Absolutely.
And then for me was Zoom.
Zoom was your favorite, like favorite overall. I agree. I thought absolutely
how they handled Zoom was fantastic as well.
Zoom dragged Flash across the freaking street and took him through the police department like he was somebody's doll or something. Right. It was crazy. But okay, I have a personal thing with Wells because I would never forget when he told Cisco, he was just like, "You're something." He was just like, "You're nothing like a." He's like, "You're something like a son to me,
Right.
Cisco."
Yeah.
And then
He's doing that
like,
thing. Yeah.
he vibrated his hand
Yeah.
through him. I was like, "Dang, my gosh!" So I think Wells Flash for the Flash series, but Eobard was insane
He
in
was.
Legends of Tomorrow.
He was insane in Legends of Tomorrow.
So
Yep.
I think I can make a distinction between those two.
That's another show that fell apart for me.
Yeah,
I'm like,
Legends
what
of
happened?
Tomorrow. I don't know what happened with that show because I kept up with it a little less than like even Arrow. Like
Right.
Arrow had its little hard moments, but at least it was a little bit more consistent than Legends of Tomorrow for me.
Right.
But yeah, I have no clue what happened with that. Even Supergirl. I watched the first two series and I was like, I mean, the first
same thing.
First two seasons, and I was like, oh no, I can't do it anymore.
It's like, what happened? I don't know what happened, man. I'm still trying to figure it out. Even my son, he's like, yo, you're gonna watch the series finale of Flash? I'm like, I want to, but I haven't watched anything since Crisis.
Have you watched Superman and Lois?
I couldn't even start watching it because I was just so disappointed with the series.
I wouldn't let it discourage you because honestly, you would. I think you would love the season 1 of Superman and Lois.
Someone just mentioned Black Lightning, and I thought Black Lightning was great.
I loved it. Yeah, I love Black Lightning.
It was great. But once they brought it in through Crisis, I'm like, it fell apart for me as well.
Yeah, it's like they integrated it, and it kind of like everything in synchronization just kind of went downhill.
Fell apart.
So
I don't know what happened. But I guess it sets the stage for the current DCU that's coming.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what they're doing because like there's so many different like I'm usually able to like keep up with it, but there's so many like different timeline situations going on right now. Like there's the Snyder stuff, you know, there's the Zack Snyder stuff, then there's the stuff that's going on like with the Suicide Squad verse.
Right.
And then now the Flash thing is picking up where like the Superman and, you know, Batman versus Superman stuff went off.
Right.
And I'm just like, I'm going to just take it for what it is. Yeah. I'm just like, I'm going to take it for what it is and hope for the best because I'm a fan of it all. So.
Right. Well, I think what's going to happen is besides Aquaman, which is coming out later.
Yep.
Which I already heard some terrible things about.
Oh, dear God.
I don't know if you heard that.
What with like
people that have screened it?
They've already screened it.
Yeah, they've already watched it to test it, and everybody's saying how horrible it is.
Oh God!
But the opposite with Flash, they're saying how great Flash is.
Yeah, that's what I've been so freaking happy to hear is that everybody's been saying, nope, the Flash is good, the pacing is good, and they represented all the characters well. So I'm instantly here for it because that's all I literally wanted in a Flash comic.
So Flash is supposed to jump the new DCU, and then the first film of the whole thing is Superman.
Yep. So with that right now, I'm just like I said, I'm just hoping for the best because I know they have like new actors lined up, and then James Gunn, who did the Guardians of the Galaxy stuff, is on board now. So I literally just want all of this to succeed because believe it or not, I've watched all of the Marvel movies except for Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which just came out. But
which is great.
But I'm a DC fan, and I've now gotten to the point where I'm like, dang, I might be a Marvel fan now because DC can't get their movies together.
Well, what did you think of Ant-Man? A lot of controversy with it.
Kang, but any of like the stuff that happened.
Right.
Kang carried the movie.
Right. I agree.
And Kang hard carried the movie. Not hard carried. Kang carried the movie. And it was the part that was watchable for me because I loved Ant-Man's I loved Ant-Man's introduction into like the movie and stuff. It was cool because it was very lighthearted, but it wasn't like super cheesy, and the way they just kept building it up throughout. You didn't see Kang for the entire first half of the movie.
Right.
And so the way they just built up this persona of, bro, I don't want to mess with this dude. Like, I'm not trying to mess with him. I didn't even want to tell you guys because I didn't want you to hear about any of this that happened because this guy is terrible.
Terrible.
So, yeah. It was just like he was doing unspeakable things at any given point in time. I don't want to mess with him. So, yeah, the way they built him up was great. And then it was like once they got there, he was represented well. And then, like, the order of things just kind of fell apart for me. So I just.
Supposedly, they based the whole rest of the multiverse saga on his performance.
Yep. Because they did it. They did it to start off the end of Loki. Have you watched Loki?
Yes.
Yeah. So they did the He Who Remains.
He was there, right? He Who Remains, right?
Yep. They did the He Who Remains thing with Loki. They had him at the end of Ant-Man, and then he has like 2 entirely big Avengers movies, which I have no clue what's going to happen now with that. So
one is called Kang Dynasty. So
yeah, you got Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. So
that's up in the air. Yeah.
And I'm sad because
besides the writer's strike going on.
Yeah,
that's a different story.
My comics movies just can't get it right now.
Everything's going to be delayed.
We were in such a prime in like 2017 to like 18, around that. Like, okay, Wonder Woman's first movie was coming out. Then you had Infinity War, then Endgame, then you had freaking. I know No Way Home was recent, but I kind of count that. I think No Way Home kind of like ended off that little high that we were riding for like really good Marvel movies.
That's right.
And then now I've been a big fan of a lot of the Disney Plus shows, but like movie wise, they've been kind of like, they've been okay.
Well, there's a new one coming out soon. Secret Invasion.
Yeah. With Nick Fury.
Yep. Exactly 1 month.
God dang. So you got Quantumania just came out.
Right.
You got Guardians. Yep. Guardians just came out.
And
freaking wow. Yes. Secret Invasion. And then freaking Spider-Verse comes out in like
coming out in
June, a week.
Yeah.
It's like a week away. So I'm here to watch Spider-Verse too, because Spider-Man's my favorite Marvel character. So I'm ready.
Spider-Verse 1 was great.
Arguably, I think it's my number 2 favorite Spider-Man movie. My top 3 is No Way Home, Spider-Verse, Spider-Man 2. That's my order.
Oh, Spider-Man 2 is fantastic.
Yep. I grew up on Tobey, so that's kind of like where my heart is. But then even when you watch it again, I'm like, why does this hold up so well?
It looks like you got a comment. I know that guy.
Yo, what's up, Bam? What's up?
And it's all about Batman. Oh,
it's all about Batman. I respect that. I
suppose there's a new Batman coming.
Yeah,
with the Rob Pattinson Batman.
It's still Pattinson. I like Pattinson, so I won't trip.
I love that movie. I thought it was great.
I will not trip. The entire soundtrack. I think honestly, one of my favorite soundtracks in years was that, because just between the slow walk he did on Penguin when his car was flipped was kind of crazy. And just his overall demeanor and take on Batman, I'm here for it.
It was fantastic.
Keep going with Pattinson.
The only critique I had for Pattinson was he's got to get in shape, man. He's Batman.
True. Did you like his Bruce Wayne?
I did. I did like his Bruce
Some
Wayne.
Some people were kind of iffy on the super hard emo Bruce Wayne, but I was here.
I loved it. And I thought the Riddler was fantastic.
Oh, yeah. Riddler is probably one of my favorite Batman villains, period. Because he's a mind game, psychological type villain.
One of the best interpretations I've seen.
Yeah, and he killed it for me.
He did. The king spoke and killed me.
You want George Clooney? Oh, yeah, no. He said George Clooney.
He might show up in Flash.
Yeah. Yeah, matter of fact. That is crazy because they already got 2 freaking Batmans in that movie.
They got Keaton and Affleck.
That is crazy. And before we get George Clooney with you remember the movie with the bat nipples? That was, yeah. I ain't talking about Batman versus Robin no more.
Thanks for tripping.
That is funny.
Awesome stuff. All right. Now we've totally lost track of wrestling.
No, it's cool. I appreciate this.
Oh man,
I'm such a big comics fan too.
I can talk comics for the rest of the show.
Hey, if you see me pop out with some random comics themed gear, just know that is exactly where it came from. Nice. It was the love of comics.
What do you think of Seth Rollins being one of the Serpent Society?
Yeah, I seen that, and I'm here for it because I think Seth, he already has the cackle for it. No, let him rock. People
Let
giving
him
him too
go.
much. People giving him too much like flack for it just because they're like, oh, he went the same route as The Rock and John Cena. No, let him rock. He literally already has the villain cackle for it. If you look at it like Authority Rollins, he's gonna
Right.
kill it. He's gonna kill it. I got faith in him.
They were worried about Roman leaving for Hollywood, and I think they might have to worry about Rollins.
Yeah, wrong Shield member at this point.
That's right.
Wrong Shield member. So, hey, I think all of them could do it. Funny enough,
I
because
think they're worried that Rollins might leave.
if they lose him, I wouldn't be surprised because he's came out with the Thanos gear. He's had the Thanos gear. He's had, I think, the Deadpool gear.
Right.
Now he's doing this stuff. Oh yeah, nah.
Gargano's the same. He likes his comic inspired gear too, man.
Gargano collects the
Yeah.
comics. I'm jealous of his collection.
I haven't seen his collection, really.
Yeah, because if you look at like some of his older vlogs and stuff, man, his collection is something like I wish I could have. Yeah,
Right.
it is freaking crazy. Like he's pulling out vintage stuff because he's got a lot of like comic stores near him. In DC, there's only I think around 3 or 4 that are like, you know, they feel locally owned and they're actually going to be able to like, you know, provide those like real intricate you know, sought after comics that people are looking for. And I went to at least like 3 of them. So
I'm a big Funko guy. So let's see if I can.
Funko Pop. Who's that?
That's Andrew Garfield Spider-Man.
Dope. Okay. Is that like the? I'm trying to see. Is that the is that the 2 outfit? Not the first one.
Hold on. I gotta turn off my background real quick so you can take a good look at it.
There you go.
He's wearing his
his
that's
the that's the 2 costume. One of my favorite Spider-Man costumes, like literally ever. So
I'm a big Funko guy, man. I have like a storage unit full of Funkos.
Are you a box Funko guy or like
I'm a box inbox guy.
Hey, okay, so
and I have to look at the box and look and make sure there's no like creases or anything.
Okay, just making sure I'm doing it the right way because I got the Infinity Ultron Funko Pop.
Okay.
And I
got some rare ones, man.
That one.
See, I got some good ones.
I need to get into it because I've been wanting to, but like right now I'm at like 5. I have like 5, and that's about it. And they're like my prized possessions when it comes to those.
Terrible habit, man. No. Some people say, "Oh, I got a bad drug habit. I got a bad Funko habit."
What's your favorite one so far?
My Kylo Ren Freddy Funko.
Kylo Ren, really?
Yeah, he's dressed as Kylo Ren, and he's limited to 400 pieces. So basically, Freddy Funkos release limited ones where they're dressed as characters, and it's just like the body is the character and the face is his face, Funko face. So they have the Kylo Ren. I have that. I have him dressed as the genie from Aladdin. There was 2 versions of it. Yeah, and one's worth like $1,300.
Where did you find it? Is now my question.
Dude, I go on the Funko pages and stuff, but mostly they get these. You can get these like, you know, San Diego, right? Comic-Con.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So Funko has an event called Fun Days, and it's like the tickets sell out in seconds, like literally seconds, and it's like $200 to get there. And that's where you get all those limited ones for the most part.
Sheesh. Okay.
So I have to buy it on the secondary market, but luckily for me, like I always catch them where they're still kind of cheap and not that crazy, and then they go up in price later because they're limited, and over time they grow. Like I have one where him, and I paid $200 for it at the time. He's dressed as Doctor Strange. So his whole outfit is Doctor Strange except his head. His head is the Freddy Funko figure.
Yo, okay, that's freaking dope because I've been seeing how people have had like the Sorcerer Supreme Strange, and I thought that those were kind of rare. You know, the one with the tentacles and stuff.
Right.
And to even think of that, that's freaking crazy.
Yeah, man. I got some good.
I need to get like you, hang out with you somewhere in Comic-Con.
You got it.
I need to
you come into my room, you're like, what the fuck is this?
I need to go to a convention now.
My son calls it the serial killer room because it's all full of Funkos, and I have this huge Freddy Funko statue that cost me like $1,200. He's now worth like $2,500, but it's like this big. It was like, if you remember going to Toys R Us.
Yep.
They had that big statue.
Yeah, it was always the big step. Are you talking about the giraffe statues?
No, just the Funko statue, the Freddie Funko himself.
True. Okay.
That's the one I have.
There we go.
And I had him brand new.
Jeez.
Like when they shipped it to me, it was in the box and with the styrofoam and everything. It was brand spanking new. It wasn't on a shelf.
Boy, I'd be here for that. I'm telling you, especially between that and comics, I feel like I'm just trying to get my collections together right now because I already know I'm a hoarder with stuff. He said, "Don't even start now because
once you start with the Funkos, man, forget it. You're hooked."
Heard on that. I'm gonna try to keep mine to a limit because boy,
limit them to the ones you really want. Because once you go out of control, it's hard to turn.
I know some people. You know what's so funny? I know some people like that, and they've told me the exact same thing. So I'm just like, you know what? Maybe y'all are telling me something right.
I'm telling you, listen to me on this one. And you will have your girlfriend will kick you out and be like, take you and your Funkos out.
Why are all of these right here? Put them away somewhere. I can hear her now.
I got some signed ones too, man.
Ooh, which one?
So like I have Kang signed by him, by Jonathan Majors.
Where?
I got him through eBay, and then it comes with like a little seal from
Beckett's,
okay. So you know it's authentic. And that's if I don't, it doesn't have a Beckett seal or a JSA seal, it's not authentic to me.
Dang.
Yeah, I got a ton of them. Who was it, man? I got Paul Bettany's Vision. I have his signed. Bunch of wrestling ones signed, which my best one is probably my Brock Lesnar Funko.
Signed by him. Funko?
Yeah, Brock doesn't do many signings.
That's what I'm questioning. I'm like, Brock signed a Funko?
Yeah, when I go to this place called $7 a pop, and they have their own signings, and they had a Brock signing, and I paid $265 for this.
Dang.
Yeah, but he's like worth it because he doesn't really sign.
Yeah. Oh no, absolutely. That's why when you even told me, I'm just like, you have gotten not only the ruler of the multiverse, but you have essentially the big
nuts.
beefy champion of the universe, Brock Lesnar.
Lesnar. Oh man, I have a ton. I don't think I can even name them all. I got some over here. I'm trying to see. It's kind of dark over here, but Vision. I got Wanda Harkis, the one who played Agatha Harkness.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
Yeah, I have her.
I can't wait for that show.
Oh man, it's just they're killing it right now. But I could go on and on about Funkos. let's get back to wrestling because we're gonna have to have another interview and then we'll talk more. I'll bring some out and then we'll do like show and tell.
Show and tell. All right, that's a bet because I got some comics to show you then.
All right, we'll set it. We'll set it up.
I have some comics to show you next time. Promise.
Later on this summer, we'll set it up. Okay.
I got you.
Hopefully, you come to the Northeast. Any plans to come out here?
Yeah. So funny enough, like I said, Prestige Wrestling followed me like a little minute ago, and they're one of the places where I've just been like, when it comes to top level indies, I'm trying to go out there. Beyond is dope.
Beyond, right?
Limitless is dope. Any of those. So funny enough, yes, I think I will be not like signed, but probably just to show my face, help out at Prestige Wrestling in July. I think in July, that's the show that Malachi Black is going to be on. I'm definitely going to try to make my way to New Jersey because I already know a few people who are in Prestige and just try to just learn what I can, help out as much as I can, and see where it takes me from there. Because honestly, like I said, when it comes to wrestling, I am just here for the ride because this is all I've wanted to do. And so now that I'm here, I'm just working on improving, just getting my name out there and competing against some of the best in the world. I don't care where it is. I just want to compete versus, I don't care if it's in Mexico. Japan is one of my ultimate goals, like the UK, anywhere. Just send me there. And even in the States, there's so many talented people. I'm here for it all.
Definitely. All right. List all your upcoming appearances and where everybody can follow you. And then we definitely got to do a follow-up in the summer and do show and tell.
Where's my phone? All right. I'm trying to get my schedule. Okay. So Saturday, I will be at ACW at the Power Plant in Baltimore. So that's Saturday. Then on the next day, I think I should be wrestling two separate shows on the same day for that Power Plant show. That should be fun because it's at a bar, and I always have fun there.
Nice.
Yeah, it's at a bar. Them fans get absolutely insane, and they scream stuff at you. The second show, I'm pretty sure it's not PG, and I talk a lot, so I'm curious as to what happens. And then Sunday, I can't wait because that probably is going to end up one of my favorite matches that I've had to date so far, because I'm at Fight Club Pro Wrestling in Cheverly, Maryland, which is like 10 minutes away from me. Literally. It's 10 minutes away from me, so it's pretty much home. I got family coming. That's going to be cool.
Oh, nice.
So May 28th, Fight Club fighting Saul Esparza. Should be good. Thinking June the 3rd, probably Flying V. Again, just to probably help out. I know a couple people there, but probably just to help out. June 10th, I'm at SWA. Kind of don't know who I'm fighting yet, but I've kind of already made a big impact there, so that's good. And then I think, June 17th, I'll be back in Westminster with Pay Your Dues. Then June 23rd, back with ACW. ACW is kind of like my home promotion.
Okay.
July 8th, I'm back at Next Step Pro Wrestling. And I have a couple dates. Yeah, dope. And then so July.
You're busy, man.
Yeah, May was crazy. May, I think in the month of May alone, I have had matches every single weekend. And out of those weekends, Saturday and Sunday of this entire month, I've had shows. And then throughout this month, because one of those days was 2 shows, then another show the next day. So I think I'm at freaking 10 matches for the month so far.
Oh, wow.
And that's why I said I had to rest today. Today was my rest
day.
because
I get it.
Because I'm just this is what I want. This is all the traffic, the practice, the schedule that I want. I love this. Literally, I'm here to just showcase what I can do and be. It's corny, but be Mr. Amazing. That is my purpose. So all of this stuff, I'm just eating it right up. I'm ready. So keep looking forward to the summer, because these aren't even all the dates. I have a bunch of people who've contacted me, but nothing's set in stone yet. So there may be dates here now, but watch. We're trying to have more months like May.
Awesome. And where can everybody follow you?
So easy. On literally Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Mr. Amazing Pro. And I think on Facebook, it's Tavon Thomas. But literally any other social media, it is Mr. Amazing Pro. I'm also a pro gamer. So I'm a competitive gamer. I have my own gaming team and all that. If you want to follow me on YouTube, I'll probably post some wrestling highlights as well as video game content. Follow me at Air Nike. That's my gamer tag. Like I said, I'm a big gamer, big comics nerd. So expect stuff there, because not only in the wrestling field and everything else, I'm here to take over and show what I can do. So
awesome, man. Awesome. All right. As for myself, I will be making an appearance next at Justified for Victory Pro Wrestling June 10th, which you can go to victoryprowrestling.com to get your tickets. You can see all the VPW stars. I don't know if you recognize anybody there.
Are those the Step Brothers? Am I tripping?
No, those are the Even Stevens.
Okay, I know of them. And I know Jack Tomlinson.
You know Jack?
Desmond Cole.
You know Desmond? Okay.
I know her on the bottom left, but I can't
Valentina Vasquez.
Yes, I think I've worked a show with her.
You might recognize the guy in the top corner, Leo Sparrow. He's been all over the internet because he just wrestled MJF.
Yeah.
Pro.
I just heard that. Yeah, my uncle sent that to me. He just told me to watch that full match. I was just like, boy, he came back to one of the biggest ovations for him.
Crazy.
Being
I was there. I went.
Yes. I need to go out to Creative Pro. I would love to train with them at one point. That'd be dope.
Yeah, that would be great, man. There's a lot of good guys. Most of these guys here are Creative Pro people. I mean, Jack the Stevens, Eric James, who's in the middle. He's the VPW champion right now, and Leo Sparrow. They're all Creative Pro guys. But get your tickets for VPW. And then, man, I'm busy too, bro. And then I'll be at New Evolution Wrestling
That's
up
what
in
we got to
Jersey
hear.
on June 17th. I'll be coming down, and we'll see. That's my first Jersey show, like being as a guest, like coming there to do stuff. So
What part of Jersey?
I'm excited about that. I don't really know.
I feel that.
I'm just gonna Google the address from their page and show up, and hopefully they let me in. I was invited, but people forget things.
I swear it happens. It happens, man.
I'm gonna have to just double check with them first. But one place I will definitely try to get. I'm trying to get the day off, and that's for Wrestling Is Now Sunset Flip, Friday, June 16th at the Mecca, Ridgefield Park, New Jersey. Make sure to go to Wrestling Is Now to get your tickets. That is going to be one hell of a show right there. They're crowning their first heavyweight champion. Look at this title, man.
Oh,
that is a beautiful title, man.
Yeah, I really like the shape of it. Nobody has like those unique shapes on the side plates or something that I'm here for. Okay.
Right.
I might have to pop up there.
Oh, that promotion is owned by the SATs.
Really?
Yes.
I was about to say I remember seeing them early ROH. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Early ROH, like NWA time period too.
Yep.
NWA TNA time period. Yeah.
They will be at that promotion wrestling as well. But yeah, that's their promotion, man. And they invited me to be part of their social media tour. So I'm excited to be a part of that. And I'm excited to be a part of VPW, which is my home promotion. And man, I'm involved with a couple of people now. I'm involved with CPW. I don't know if you heard of them, Chosen Pro Wrestling.
Where are they out of?
They're in Jersey too.
In Jersey? Okay. Yes. So some of these Jersey promotions I have been wanting to go to really badly because Jersey is so not far. So I'm gonna keep my eye on those.
Definitely. Yeah, keep an eye on that. And then hold on, let me bring this up. I will be having my first Samoan Dynasty wrestler on the podcast. Oh, big news. LA Smooth is coming on June 7th at 8 p.m. So I'm excited for that.
Dope.
That's a big deal.
That's what I said. That's a big guy right there.
That's a big, yeah. He's related to everybody. Everybody in the family.
That whole family is insane.
It's crazy.
They're just naturally talented. Like what goes on in the water that they drink? Like, my gosh. You can look at any of them and there's talent. My Lord.
That's right. Also, I got Trey Felipe coming on from CPW.
Dope.
So you probably know Trey.
Yeah, I've heard him from. Is he from the New York scene at all?
He is. He's from up here.
Yeah. Okay. I've seen him before then. That's dope.
I'm excited. I got a ton of guests this week. I got No Pity Smitty from MCW coming on. He's their Legacy World Champion. He will be here tomorrow night. I believe it's tomorrow night. Yeah, tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. I got my days mixed up, bro. I got Hilda coming on this week too.
Dope boy.
She's been tagging with Abaddon recently.
Abaddon, I can't wait to see Abaddon come back because I've seen that she's been making like a little like couple reappearances and stuff.
I've been watching too.
Yeah, I love the appearances from Abaddon because she is such a different and unique character, and I don't think a lot of people like realize what she could actually provide.
Right. So absolutely.
I'm just waiting for her to get off the leash. Let's get it.
Let's take her and let her loose. Also on Wednesday, I got the Authority, Eddie Torres coming on.
Dope.
Whew, I'm busy.
I feel that. Hey, you could never complain about good busy though.
Absolutely. And I love every moment of it.
Yeah, I feel that.
Well, we might have another comment here. Oh, she's Serena. I love Abaddon. She's so underrated. Her
accurate.
So cool.
Accurate statements right there. Absolutely underrated.
Absolutely.
Like, so amazing. Much going on.
Thank you for coming on the podcast.
Thank you for having me. I would love to say just thank you so much. I enjoyed my time here. Who did I speak to? I think Serena.
Spoke to Serena, yeah.
Yeah, Serena.
She's my booker.
Super nice. Super nice. I appreciated her even reaching out to
busy,
me.
Man.
Getting you some of the best people, though.
She's relentless. I'm telling you.
I can see getting you some of the best people. She is on it.
Really is. She is on it.
Appreciate all the work that she does. I appreciate that you have created this platform for people. So
thank you. Appreciate that very much. And definitely we're going to do our show and tell later on this summer.
All right. Confirmed show and tell. I got some comics I'm going to show you.
All right. I
I'll
will
have you
take
more
out the
updates.
green screen and we will be showing and telling.
Heard on that.
All right, stick around for a moment. Everybody else, have a good night. I'll see you back tomorrow night, 8 o'clock now. 8 o'clock tomorrow night, unless some Serena brings me someone else at 7. Who knows? But everybody have a good night. Oh, I wish I had that graphic. Serena, who's the other person we're having from Goddess of Wrestling? Can you let me know real quick? She didn't send me the graphic, so she posted it, but I didn't save it. Well, anyway, I have one of the bookers from Goddess of Wrestling coming on next week. So thank you, Serena, for that. And everybody else, have a good night and stay safe.
See you.